That's right. It's absolutely true that to make sauerkraut, all you need is cabbage, to dice it, cut it up, and give it some time. And if you have seen other videos, they might have told you to add in some additional water to that. Let me stop you right there because you simply do not need to. As long as you have a fresh cabbage, you do not need to add any additional water. Hi, I'm Jamie. I'm author of the book Bringing Back Bacteria, and if you are local to me, I am going to be doing a workshop here in Hartsville, South Carolina, all about sauerkraut. You heard me correctly, sauerkraut. We're going to learn the ins and the outs, the tips and the tricks, and most importantly, I'm going to be able to demonstrate this to you in person. You're going to be able to taste all of my beautiful creations where I add carrots and other types of seasonings and herbs that what you can add to your kraut. The options are truly up to you. If you prefer not to have some boring sauerkraut, feel free to grab those tickets at Black Creek Arts or website, or you can check them out. And the link is in my bio, so don't forget, check that out. Okay, let's make some sauerkraut. Pro tip, making sauerkraut is a little bit more than just cabbage and water, okay? If you don't understand the fundamentals, please get my book for wild fermentation, because wild fermentation can go wrong if we don't have the proper environment, okay? So don't forget that it might just be cabbage and water, but with a few techniques I can teach you, you can certainly do this at home. As a thank you for you following my page, I am going to give you a cool little recipe for your kraut today to maybe just kind of change it up a little bit and give you a little bit more options on your variety of kraut. So of course you're going to need a cabbage. Go ahead and take a peel off, and you're going to put it to the side, okay? This is going to be what we top it with, okay? So this on the inside, of course. You're going to see, trust me. So we're going to top it on the inside once we stuff everything in there. So put that on the side. You're going to need a glass mason jar with a lid. Grab a tomato, some garlic. So we're going to use the whole head of garlic here. And I am going to add in some basil leaves, okay? Basil is certainly one of my favorite ways to liven up a sauerkraut besides carrots. Carrots is pretty awesome, as I teach you how to do like a coleslaw kraut in my book, but basil is certainly amazing fun too, especially if you want to enjoy it with some pizza. One thing it is important to add is that within each layer of cabbage, like I talk about in my book, Bringing Back Bacteria, you want to just add just a little layer of salt, okay? And of course, we will test the salt at the end of all this to make sure we have an adequate amount. But in the end, you never need more than how you would season your own food if you were frying on the skillet or baking in the oven, okay? So let's just keep that in mind, and we will just continue the process. Okay, so now that I have all of my cabbage and ingredients in here, I am going to go ahead and sprinkle in some of my basil. This is dried basil. And add as much or as little as you like. I like a good amount where I can taste it. And then we're just going to start turning everything over like this and just kind of gently massaging. So we're going to do this as long as it takes, but typically at least, 3 to 5 minutes. It really depends on the freshness of your cabbage. The only time you would ever need to add water to your sauerkraut or cabbage jar to make sauerkraut is if you have a very old cabbage that is not releasing any water. But right away, I can see that this cabbage is not old. It's already glistening. I don't know if you can see that, but it's already glistening like it's wet. So it's definitely not old, which is perfect. So this is how we're going to do it. So we're just going to continue this process. We're just going to fold it, massage it until the cabbage walls break down and release that beautiful liquid that we want. It's only been 3 minutes and you can already see my bowl has kind of shrunken in size already as the water is starting to really release from the cabbage. And this is exactly what you're looking for. Okay? You want to release the water out, just like that, okay? And the water is pulling up at the bottom, and that's normal, that's what you want. We're all gonna put this whole bowl into our mason jar. See that liquid? That means you are ready to put it into your jar. Of course, before I put it into my jar, I always do a friendly little taste test to make sure there's enough salt and it's not too salty.